Hey, good morning. We're live. It's early for me. It's still dark out here. I'm in California. Um, excuse me. I'll be putting my glasses on and off. I am getting ready to go to the house my parents left for my sister and I. Uh, been having a contractor issue, and issue is that he's not working. Big surprise. So I'm getting my contractor here, who is a dear friend of mine, and his grandson, and they're coming out to stay with me for the week. So I'm hosting them for the week. And I'm also going to be working my ass off, scraping eaves, painting the outside of the house. We need a toilet set and the tile in the shower finished so we can all like shower. I'm going to be putting up beds today, clean sheets, cleaning floors, vacuuming, I'm going to be doing lots of shit. So I have some notes here, and I wanted to touch base with everyone because the last couple of weeks have been a little busy for me. They've been a little full. So before I leave here, I'm going to go outside and feed the critters. But I just wanted to go through a few things because I keep hearing people say the same damn things, and it's just not right. It's not right. So let's just go over what's right. The government shutdown. Well, what does that sound like? It sounds like you've closed your business, you put up the sign, shut down until further notice, blah, 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 blah. Lie, lie, lie. Okay. So basically, what the deal is this is how it works. So the government, uh, Congress, or whoever these assholes are that don't do their job, um, uh, go and vote. Hang on a second. Okay, they basically vote, and so and most of them vote party line. So they're going on the party line. I'm a R, I'm a D, I'm a FYG, right? Whatever the hell they are, it doesn't really matter. So somebody gets something in their craw that they want to vote for the shutdown because they need to get X, Y, and Z, and the other one says no, we need to fund it because we need to not give you X, Y, and Z because X, Y, and Z is stupid. Okay, whatever. Um, so the argument goes on, and then the people that usually vote to shut the government down blame the other guys for not giving them something completely unreasonable. So they vote to shut it down. So basically, shutting down means not funding it. So to you and I, the layperson that have not had a government job or don't work for the government or don't know anybody that does, sounds like they put up the closed sign, right? At the door, it's hanging out the door, closed for business because we haven't been funded and the government shut down. Lie. Okay, here's how it works. So basically, the government doesn't get funded. I know this is basically works for the three-letter agencies and probably quite a few others. So what they do is they don't fund the government for whatever fucking reason. Who cares what the reason? Yeah, we're all in this together. I hope you can read that properly. It's not backwards because everything here is kind of backwards on this feed for some reason. Anyway, so here's how it works. So basically, everybody gets notified on their computer that the government wasn't funded, and they're given a link to their local or chosen credit union. What is it? Justice Federal Credit Union could be one of them. I think there's several of them. And basically, you need to just sign it here and send it back to them, and then they're going to basically pay you your normal paycheck. Your normal paycheck will magically appear in your checking account. This is how it's worked in the past. And your normal money will show up in your checking account without any pause. Nobody's being sent home. I called a friend. I chose to call the friend. Has anyone been sent home? And the answer was, no one's been sent home here. Okay. Called another friend. Has anyone been sent home? No one's been sent home here. Called another friend. Has anyone been sent home? Is it is your office shut down? Nope, no one's been sent home. We're all still here. Everybody's getting paid through their local or connected credit union. And what happens is when the government gets funded or they finally sign or agree to whatever the fuck closed it down in the first place, it's all a scam. The shutdown is a power play. They're trying to get somebody to move into something that they don't want to be budged by. And then the other people start pushing back. So then it's this thing going on, and the only one keeping this bullshit alive is the mainstream media, because pretty much nobody else gives a flying shit, right? Why should you? Unless it affects you. But if you work for the government and you're still getting paid and you're not getting charged any interest on the money that is going automatically into your checking account, it's a problem. So most people don't find the problem. So, but nothing is being shut down. Nobody's being sent home. Nothing is happening but the same old crap. Different day, and they know this. They just want to make it sound like it's something insane. So now here's what happens when they finally decide that somebody's going to give in or somebody's going to give up or whatever the hell they end up doing. I think that we need to send these guys in a frickin' ring with gloves on and settle it that way. The winner wins. End of story. But these clowns are a bunch of pussies and they would never do that. Anyway, so what happens is the government then gets funded. So by the government being funded, what that now means is that the government pays your wages, and now all of your taxes are taken out and all of that stuff. It just kind of goes in a big clump, and the credit union gets paid off for the money that it's put in your account, whether you have an account with a credit union or not, whatever bank. And then they go ahead and pay your taxes, and that's it. That's how it works. So when you think that the government isn't being funded, pardon me, I didn't get much sleep. So when you think the government isn't being funded, it's eventually going to get funded. You're still getting your mail. Isn't that government? The Federal Reserve is not federal. It's a private entity. The Treasury is federal. The Treasury is our money. We should only be getting our money from the Treasury. And private banks, I would never go to a private bank for a home loan or anything else. They charge you the most money and they have the most rules and regulations. And no, thank you. Just no, thank you. So let me see some of the other stuff I wanted to talk about. Yeah, you know what? I've been watching a couple of Flat Earth Dave's videos, which, whether you agree with it or not, I don't care, because we're someplace that we don't know where we're at. Because everything, well, I can't say everything is a lie, but most things are lies that we're told about who and what we are, where we live. Um, take a folic acid when it's not the best thing out there. Believe it or not, you need to do some research on that one. Um, folate and folic acid, that's a whole dilemma. Um, have I been away from this plane of existence far enough that I could see what it is? Is it a toroidal field? Does it look like a figure eight? Is it a half moon? I don't know. And speaking of moon, I've been telling Kid and Candy something's very interesting with the moon, and I'll just add the sun, but I think we're all on track with that. Pardon me. There's just shit going on around us, and I think it's very local. I think the sun is relatively local, and I think the moon is even more local than the sun, but they could be the same distance. Who knows? Who knows? Because we've not really seen those. And I wanted to talk really quick about waking up. And when I started to, really recognize the fact that I noticed some shit's going on here and what's happening was 9/11. That was like I put the, 10 coins in the slot machine and, pulled the handle. And it was too much. Um, and people couldn't see what I was seeing. And it was like, well, wait a minute, that was a missile at the Pentagon. The other one was a missile out in the middle of nowhere that the plane, quote unquote, buried itself into the ground with zero trash, zero crash sites. There's no wing, no seats, no fuselage, chairs. I don't care what it is or how fast they're going. They're not just going to disappear. They don't just disappear. Oops, a big wind came and blew it all away. No, never has it ever happened, except for 9/11. Once at the Pentagon, missile. Once in the grassy knoll, the in the middle of nowhere, and there's just a hole in the ground. No, it doesn't happen. Some kind of missile, some kind of energy, something. And also a building 7 blocks away that fell later on all by itself in its own footprint, just like the two towers in their own footprint. So when I was watching this happen, and I have I don't know if it's a memory or it's in my field. It's just, when I need something from my field can go and pick it and pluck it out, right? So I think I might have mentioned this once before, but when I was watching 9/11 and in the horror of watching 9/11, and then I kind of stepped aside, pardon me, I have not had any coffee yet. Maybe that's the problem. I recall, is this just out of left fucking field, right? Um, I recall watching as a child Get Smart. Remember Get Smart? Dun da da dun. Dun, dun, dun. So Get Smart was just like this idiot detective who was hysterical. And God, what was the name of his secretary? I think her name was like number 9 or some shit like that. I don't remember. Anyway, so he was doing this big investigation of this high-rise buildings that they were erecting, back in the late 60s, early 70s, which I believe now was the Twin Towers. Could have been something else. Don't know. So he came up with they're putting bombs on the scaffolding as they're building this building. They're putting things in it that will blow it up. I don't know. And I remember remembering that and going, oh my God. But I was just a little kid. And so it was like, was it the Twin Towers? Was it, was it some kind? I don't know. I don't know. But it was months went by before I heard any YouTuber mention Get Smart, had it in one of their freaking episodes. Yes, they did. So I'm just reminding us to just watch, visualize, um, observe rather than absorb. Observe what's happening as if it is a movie, because it is, and observe it at arm's length rather than create fear. Because we all, I'm moving so much stuff around here, because we all need to remember to be fearless. Fearless. And rethink Halloween this year. Who do we want to give our energy to? I know people call it a lot of things. Some people call it God, all capital G's. I call it the divine creator. Some people call it the oversoul, spirit. We're never alone, because spirit is always with us. The divine is always in us. We're never alone here, ever. So I'm just reminding you to observe, step back a little bit, remove the fear, watch. Okay, if it's something you need to do and you need to take action right away, go ahead and take action in observance of that something action is required, right? To keep you safe. Sorry, I have my contacts in because I'm getting ready to drive about 2.5 hours to go to my desert place, which I will be probably doing a walkthrough once we are all finished with it. So basically, we're going to be putting it up for sale. And uh, this is one of those homes out in the middle of nowhere, 5 acres, 6-car garage, 1,300 square foot, out near King of Hammers, if anybody is familiar with that at all. Out near the King of Hammers. And very, very near the King of Hammers. And we're just, my sister and I've been working hard on it. My sister's on the East Coast, so she really can't be here to help me with this. But when I have a problem, I'll call her and say, here's this. What's your thoughts? Anyway, so that takes me back to talking about people that are strong. And a lot of people, they're like, you're so strong, you could just do anything. You're so strong, you could do anything. You don't require much. You don't even need people to treat you nicely, and blah blah blah. Hey, you know what? There's days that I'm having a hard time. There's days that I have many meltdowns over my mom and dad. I miss my parents. And I never really got to grieve my mom because I was still taking care of my dad, who had his short-term memory accidentally removed by the neurologist when they put a shunt in his brain for like water on the brain. There's a technical name for it, but basically that's what it is. um, I never got to mourn my mom's loss, and then months later, to the day my dad passes away. One day I'll go through taking care of them, and I really need to hit the insurance because they had long-term care that I had to arm wrestle all the time in order to get them to pay me back for the help that I've paid up front for my parents and me, because I couldn't do it all, not between two of them. They're going different directions. Somebody needs this, somebody needs that. Mom's always in pain. I'm chasing her pain. And, dad thinking that everybody's lying to him, which is just amazing to me, because it was the last thing I ever wanted to do. And I didn't lie to him. And but he thought, because of his memory thing, because he knew enough that he had a memory thing, that people would lie to him automatically, because everybody knew he had a memory thing. So he thought that everybody was just screwing with him. It was pretty funny, actually. um So, being a strong individual, being a strong female, being a strong male, it doesn't matter. We have our days. We have our days when everything is getting to us and we cry. And when we're talking to our friends or a friend, whatever, we're reaching out for help, whether we can say it or not. And um, just help me, listen to me, give me something to deter me, give me something to, squirrel, so I could come over, you go do something else and get off of whatever feed I'm on. So I'm telling you what I do. Um, you've got great friends that are really great at that, and you've got great friends that are really not good at it at all. And there's people. It's always all about them. Um, I've been misunderstood as one of those people. I see the world as my experience. I cannot see the world as your experience. I can only see it in my experience. So if I'm trying to help someone and get them, talk them down off of a, hot tin roof, I will find an experience within my field, whatever I can grab and say, okay, I remember when this certain thing happened to me, and this is what happened, and here's how I handled it. And if you're patient enough and you listen well enough, you can gather that. And if I need to say that, then I'll say it. But I just want you to know that people out there really, I can get my feelings hurt. Most people don't think that that's a possibility. I've had my feelings hurt. I've cried because my feelings were hurt. I've hurt other people's feelings, and completely not on purpose. And I didn't even know how that became a misunderstanding. You know what I mean? It's just like, how did I pretty much say what I mean, but okay, anyway, a misunderstanding, let's fix it. So, I will apologize at the drop of a hat. And I mean it. I don't ever mean to hurt anybody's feelings. So let's see what's next. I've got a list of notes right here. Give me a second because I have my contacts in, and then I have my reading glasses, and somehow they're just not quite. Um, oh, yeah, trusting in the guardian, the oversoul, the spirit, the divine creator, putting something out there and then just letting it go. I think I've talked to you guys about that before. So uh I have a contractor, which is two some hours away, and there's no toilet and there's no shower. So I really, I can't stay there. I'm sorry. I'm a bit of a snot hole when it comes to, I need to go to the bathroom. I'm not going out where they just killed a snake to take a crap or pee. Just not going to do it. So, anyway, so this bathroom toilet has been done 3 times that I was lied to about from my contractor. And then he had to go knock barnacles off of a uh, boat bottom or a dock or something because he needed to make money. Okay, I've kept my end of the bargain. I told him every time you work this long and make this much money, I will be there to pay you cash. Well, we didn't meet that dollar amount, which normally was met every 2 weeks for 3 months. And I'm looking at my electric bill, $80. I'm thinking no one was working. I'm thinking no one was there. So, I've been busy doing all kinds of crazy stuff. So now I have got to get out there and make sure my contractor is finishing because we were supposed to be done in June. And the last lie about the toilet being set was in June. Yes, I'm going to get this shit done. So I called my contractor here at this house, and who is also a dear friend of ours. And I said, I need your help. What can you do? I mean, I'll feed you guys steaks. I'll feed you breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I'll bring beds and I'll put them up in there. And there's dust everywhere because this other guy, you know, is fine working in filth, and he's packed everything into my kitchen, including the security doors, the front doors, the back doors, all in the kitchen. Anybody who knows me knows that shit is wrong in Denmark and I got to go fix it because it ain't right. Right. So, and I had this beautiful vanity that was delivered. It was delivered to the house out there in the middle of fucking nowhere. Beautiful. And now the top is cracked. Wasn't cracked the last time I was there. Wasn't in the same place that it didn't need to be moved when I was there the last time. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do about it. Yesterday, I thought I was going to freaking faint when I'm like, oh, it's cracked. Shit. What am I going to do? I don't know. I don't know. What am I going to do? My contractor came out with us yesterday. We went over everything. And he's like, we could fix that. He goes, you're going to kind of see it, but you're not going to kind of see it. So just the front of the bowl part is cracked, and it's a double sink. Anyway, so yeah. So I'm bringing out my friend, and he's bringing his grandson, and who's in his 20s, and he's also a contractor. And they don't have any work out here scheduled. They've been waiting for this big job. So anyway, they're coming out, and I am hosting them Monday today through Friday, and we are going to. I've got 2.5 pages of stuff that still needs to be done when we started in March. Right. So anyway, I spoke with my contractor. Here's what I'm getting at. Sorry, I'm getting off topic. So I spoke with him about 2 weeks ago, and I said, I really need your help. I've got this, that. I just go through this fucking list that needs to be done. And he goes, I can't do all that in a week. And I said, I know you can't do all of that, but pick what you can do and just freaking do it, right? And he goes, we've got some jobs lined up, this, that, and the other thing, blah, 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 blah. I don't see how I'm going to be able to get out there. And I'm like, bring your dog, bring the dog bed. I'll have beds set up for you, linens, everything. So you're not feeling put out. I'll be cooking, everybody's, so everybody's happy. And I'm going to be scraping eaves and painting the exterior and caulking windows and whatever. So I told him what I needed. And I said, well, if there's any way that you can help me, I would surely appreciate it. And of course, I would pay him. And I let it go. I let it out in the field. I don't need to be specific about the timing. I don't need to be specific about what I exactly need you to do. Here's a list. Do the shit that you can get done. As long as I could check it off, done, happy, super happy. So he called me up. When was it? Thursday. And he says, so can I come out all next week? I'll bring my grandson and we can knock some of this stuff out. And I'm like, yes. I am so excited that I'm going to get some stuff done and get a prod up this other guy's ass, because my guy don't put up with any crap, and he does it right. And he knows that I'm picky. There's certain things, as long as it makes sense, I'm good. There's other things that it's like, no, I cannot have the tiles next to each other, because if there's a little bit of a freaky line variance, I will see it every time. So I have to have things kind of staggered, because I can't have that. Anyway, so I'm going to be doing that this week. And I just wanted to come and touch base and let you know that the government shutdown is a crock of bullshit. More stinky crap that the mainstream media gets to point a finger at this person or this situation or that situation. Like I've said before, if the media says, whoa, look over there, you better check it out over there because that's where it's coming from, not wherever the media is telling you it's coming from. Okay. If they're saying up, look down. If they say look behind you, you better be straight ahead because they are here to just screw with us. That is their job. That's their part of this movie, and they play their roles very well. Um, and just remember, most politicians are just ugly actors. Just saying. They're actors playing their role, doing what they're told, and get to steal money from us and not go to jail. I haven't seen anybody go to jail yet. Have you? So until there's a line, what is it called? A chain gang? Until I see a chain gang of these fuckers, I'm going to keep asking why. I'm not going to say I don't believe it. I do believe that some things are going to happen, but I need to see enough of these things happen, right? We need to see A, B, C, D, E, F, G all the way down the line and then start with the numbers. Do the whole alphabet, start with the numbers. So anyway, okay, so this was, just one of those thoughts, that come to me because I do look at all sides. You know, Trump, is he part of the plan? Would it matter who is in that place or in that position? Um, would this, the same thing still be going on or a real close variation of those same things still be going on? I could guess. My guess would be yes. I don't know. The only thing that time is going to tell us. Um, and let your faith in the divine spark within you be louder than your fear. Let the divine spark within you, the Christ light within you, be louder than your fear. I just want to send everyone love. I want to send everyone that light of the divine. Remember, it's in you. We are not who we've been told we are. We are so much more. We are so much. We are so much more that the powers that believe they are need to control us with fear and lack and poisoning. And even though those fuckers are poisoning us in every way possible, we still survive. We remain. And we need to remember that spark in each and every one of us. The homeless person begging for money, to the rich philanthropists that are true philanthropists, helping others because their heart wants them to, not because somehow they'll get more money by saying they're going to do this thing over here. And oh, what a good person I am. Our deeds are shown in our actions, day in and day out. Be kind. Be kind to yourself. And that way you can be kind to others. I want y'all to know that I love you. I want you to share this. I want you to like this. And I want you to subscribe. And also, just letting you know, Candy and I will be coming together on this channel. She's got her own channel with High Vibes Up. And I came up with the name for this channel. It was her idea, but I came up with the name for this channel. And what I'm going to be doing is starting my own channel, probably next week after I get finished with all this other stuff. And so we will have our channel together and then we'll have our channels separate. So I can kind of come on here and then I can go through and read the comments and then make my, comments and, put the little heart thing on there because that's what I used to do all the time. And, I want everybody to know that I'm hearing them. And I would like to address whatever it is that is required of my community and this family. And that's that's how I see everyone as a family. I don't see black and white. I don't see religions as right or wrong. I see that there's mostly great people, and I see some bad ones. And bad ones end up having a title. That's I we'll just say their divine spark is shorting out. You know, so one of these days I will tell you a story of me and my girlfriends coming home from track and my dad having a cow bringing these girls down the street. And I will tell you this story next time. So stay tuned, hang in there. I have no idea what's coming this week, but I know I'm getting some shit done. So being driven to get some stuff done and the divine creator having me do it this week, I know that some other shit's going to get done too. So that I will just be able to observe and not react to. So I want everybody to stay safe, stay sane, stay happy, and give somebody a hug today. Give somebody a compliment today. Tell them how pretty they are, or their eyes are pretty, or oh my God, your lips are so scrumptious. Your hair's gorgeous. I mean, there's days when none of us feel pretty. I mean, yesterday I went out to eat and I had some ribs and there was a little sauce on the ribs. And so I get the swollen eyes. So my eyes are like, "Rah, rah, rah, rah." Yeah, that's what happens. And then if it's really bad, then my fingers get swollen and all that. So I try and eat very clean. I try and stay as clean as possible. Um, not a real drinker. I did have a seltzer yesterday, which I really didn't need, and but I had it anyway. I was just stressed out of my mind, so I'm just like, I'm gonna have one. So I did. So now I'm paying for it. So anyway, I love you all. Everybody stay safe. Everybody stay happy. Remember to reach out and let somebody know that you love them or even like them. Okay, love and like. Okay, let's just talk about that real quick. So we have family. We have family that we love. Doesn't mean you like them. Doesn't mean you like them. Doesn't mean you like the way they think. Doesn't mean you like the way that they treat other people. Doesn't mean you like the way they treat you. But you love them just the same. Doesn't mean you need to be around them. Doesn't mean you have to see them at Thanksgiving. And that's something else I've been kind of tossing around. What am I going to do this Thanksgiving? Am I just going to go to a restaurant, which I've never done, and most of my family's in Oklahoma. My sister's in the East Coast, And my sister and brother-in-law, their siblings are in Huntington Beach, which isn't too far from here. But I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I mean, I could have Thanksgiving here and have everybody up here, but people don't like coming to the high desert. It's It's a desert, it's high desert. I mean, I don't really enjoy it. I love my home. I'm grateful for my home. I'm grateful for my critters, which I need to go feed and then get on the road. Love you all. Sorry for the ramblings. Share, like, subscribe, and I will be back in about a week. God only knows what stories I'm going to be telling. And hopefully, I don't get any paint in my eye. I've got to go get some, what are those security glasses, safety glasses out of the garage so I could scrape the eaves and not get chips of crap in my face. Anyway, I love you. Have a wonderful week. Happy Monday. And we'll be seeing you real soon. Bye bye.